All right, people. So one of the biggest headlines that you see on Twitter or on the social media space of wrestling is The Rock. People cannot stop talking about The Rock, the rumors about him, and this once again proves that wrestling and WWE have a very hard time over the last 10 years forming new stars, because all we hear about is The Rock. The Rock headlining WrestleMania. And what else do we hear about? We hear about Steve Austin. Again, it's just so sad that wrestling fans and WWE are resorting to the Attitude Era stars to prop up today's WWE and make it entertaining. You know, you're not hearing about any up-and-coming stars taking the spotlight. You're not hearing, about that. All that you hear about is The Rock, Steve Austin. I mean, even Edge, you hear about, him coming back at the Rumble. And it's just sad, that we got to resort to this. We're not excited about any up-and-coming stars possibly, getting a main event match at WrestleMania or getting a primetime spot at WrestleMania. It's all about The Rock. And so many people were celebrating Steve Austin's return last year. And while it was a cool moment, I thought it was quite disappointing, honestly, that we got to resort to a 55-year-old man in the ring to bring entertainment to us. They couldn't put somebody else in Stone Cold Steve Austin's shoes. They gotta bring back a man who's almost getting Social Security benefits now. It's quite sad. And for all the people that are saying it would be a good thing to see The Rock or Austin, I mean, it would be a cool moment, but I always harp on this, like, as wrestling, as a wrestling fan, you should be looking for not only just a cool moment or a cool match, but consistently good shit. You can't get consistently good shit if you keep resorting back to The Rock and Steve Austin. You just can't. So I'm sick of hearing about The Rock, honestly. I mean, it would be cool to use him like in a promo here and there, bring him back for, a segment, every year, just like they do with Steve Austin, just like they do with some other people, feature them in a segment. I don't mind that. But to use them in primetime marquee matches and to put them in the main event, I mean, it's just wrestling, in my opinion, is in a pretty bad spot right now. And again, Sami Zayn in the bloodline is definitely a diamond in the shit right now for wrestling and for WWE. There's no doubt about that. But if you look beyond that, I mean, it's basically you got Roman Reigns on the A-list, up here, and then you got to drop down to like C or D tier before you even start, considering any other, wrestlers that are on the roster today. I mean, it's quite sad. It's quite sad. I mean, there's no doubt about it. WWE has struck gold with the Bloodline storyline, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Paul Heyman. But other than that, I mean, you got like one great thing and everything else is like mediocre or shitty. I mean, they're just recycling through wrestlers so quickly, it seems like. I mean, it's like you turn on the TV, and I don't watch wrestling. So, you turn on the TV and you see all these people, and then 3-4 months later you check back in and like half of them are gone. And it's like the NXT, thing is like not creating any new stars. I mean, even Roman Reigns took a long time to get to where he's at. He went through a lot of pains, a lot of booing to get to where he's at now. So there you go, people. What do you think about The Rock coming back? I mean, again, I don't disagree with featuring The Rock. I mean, I thought that was really cool. I think it was WrestleMania 30 where he was on the show, and then I think he did another segment with Ronda Rousey. I mean, I think that's all cool and shit. Like, and he did a segment with John Cena, I think. I'm all for that shit. I think those are cool moments. But to feature him in a main time spot that you can give to another wrestler to use to build him up to become the next Rock, that's what WWE, in my opinion, should be doing. And this is the same shit that they have been doing now for the last really 10 or 15 years. Resorting to Attitude Era wrestlers that are, 20 years past their prime to fill spots that they cannot fill because the non-creative team has a problem with building new stars nowadays. So there you go. There's my thoughts on that.